Namaste. Welcome to our class today. And when you're ready, just taking a moment to come into your Shavasana, your constructive rest. Ensuring you have your layers on, socks, a blanket to cover the body, and something just to support the back of the head. Releasing the whole back body to the earth. Sensing how the body feels today, how the lower back feels. Maybe bending at the knees, placing the soles of the feet onto the floor, extending the legs all the way out in front. Just sinking the little toes out to the top two corners of the mat. Arranging the arms and hands where they feel the most comfortable. Just allowing your eyes to close. So as we start, just becoming aware of your body resting on the earth. Becoming aware of all the different points of contact between your body and the floor. And just scanning all of those points. The way from the soles of the feet or the back of the heels up to the crown of your head. Just noticing. And then just noticing the tone and the quality of your energy today. Any surface of your body that makes contact with the earth, can you just see if it's possible to sink a little deeper here? Escorting your point of focus to your breath. Just observing the different parts of your breath today. Your inhale, your exhale. And the next time you exhale, just see if you can feel your connection to the earth supporting you. As you continue to observe your breath, just think about setting an intention for your yoga practice today. A quality that you would like to emulate for your time on and off your mat. That quality could be happiness, strength, gratitude, or love. Whatever you'd like to cultivate. ever so slowly, ever so carefully. If your knees aren't already bent, think about taking a bend in the knees, and when you're ready, you're going to draw the knees up over the chest, coming into a lovely self-embrace, interlacing the fingers, the hands, around the knees, the shins, and taking a lovely moment of stillness, gently rocking from side to side. Just observing the lumbar spine, just stretching out there, squeezing into the belly, into the front of the hips. If you were gently rocking from side to side, feeling that maybe a little bit more up into the shoulders. A few more breaths here. And maybe you're enjoying that lovely stillness, just breathing it into the body, into this version of Apanasana, this stretch. Close stretch, drawing the knees up over the chest. If you're rocking from side to side, bring the knees back to centre. Separate the fingers and cup the kneecaps with the palms of your hands. So you want the right hand on top of right knee, left hand on top of left knee, fingers pointing down towards the toes. And from here we're going to start off with some gentle, slow circles, circling the kneecaps towards the ceiling. Just starting to open up through the hips, so stretch through the belly. Feeling that a little bit more into the lower back and the kidneys. Taking care not to make your circles too wide. Changing the direction of your circles when you're ready. Not rushing. Bringing the knees back to centre, releasing the hands and slowly lowering the soles of the feet down onto the floor. Create some space from our sitting bones to the back of the heels, so ensure the feet are hip width apart. The arms just resting alongside the body. Looking after our neck today, just tuck the chin in gently down towards the chest. Observing that space you're creating around the back of the neck there. Soften the jaw, release the tongue into the base of the mouth. Let's come into our supine thread the needle pose. Keep the left foot where it is, and when you're ready, make a figure of 4 as you take the right ankle on top of the left thigh and have the toes on the right foot pointing up towards the sky. Stretching into that outer right thigh, the glute, a lovely pose for your IT band where the sciatic nerve runs through. So if there's any soreness with any of you with that sciatic nerve, during this lockdown, this is the go-to pose to do, but you know about that because I always go on about how great this pose is. And then from here, if you want to, let's come into supine pigeon pose. Just release the left foot off the sole of the mat, release the sole of your left foot off the mat and draw your left thigh, left knee in towards the chest. Let's see if we can extend through that left leg and then interlace the hands to create a nice cradle for that left thigh to nestle into. And push the sole of that left foot up towards the sky. The toes on the right foot pointing out towards the sky still. Breathe. Hold the breath. Still looking after the neck and the head. Still tucking in the chin. Inhale here as we exhale. Release the sole of that left foot down onto the floor. And let's take the arms nice and wide, keeping the right foot where it is. Start to take the left knee over to the side. That takes the right leg, right foot with it. And we're going to see if we can get the sole of that right foot onto the floor, over towards the left. If it doesn't reach there today, don't worry, don't push it. Just enjoying that super stretch from your right armpit, down the whole right side of the body into the top of the right hip. Breathe in, feeling that stretch into the right leg, right thigh. Inhale here as we exhale, bring that left leg back to centre. That brings the right leg with it. Release the arms and hands back onto the mat and then slowly, carefully uncross that right leg.
Adjusting the body so you feel nice and symmetrical on the earth. This time keep the right foot where it is, and when you're ready make a figure of 4 by crossing your left ankle on top of your right thigh. The toes on the left foot pointed up towards the sky, tucking in the chin, releasing the neck, the jaw, the tongue. Start to stretch through the outer left thigh. When you're ready, start to release the sole of the right foot off the floor. Start to draw that right thigh, right knee in towards the chest. And then start to extend through that right leg. Push the sole of that right foot towards the sky. From here we can make that lovely cradle with the hands. So thread the hand through, interlace the fingers, create a cradle for that right thigh just to nestle into. Keep sinking the shoulders down into the floor. Keep breathing your supine pigeon pose. When you're ready, take a bend in the right knee. Lower the sole of the right foot down onto the floor. Keep the left foot, left ankle where it is. Extend the arms all the way out to shoulder height, releasing the back of your arms, your hands onto the floor. And then when you're ready, start to take the right leg over to the right. That brings the left leg with it. And we're going to see if we can get that left foot, the sole of the left foot, onto the floor, over towards the right. Remembering not to worry too much if that left foot doesn't quite reach the floor. Keep breathing, keep relaxing around the shoulders. Feeling that stretch into the left thigh, just as we did on the first side. That lovely stretch from your left armpit down the left side of the body to the top of the left hip. Inhale here. As you exhale, bring that right leg back to center. Brings the left leg with it. Let's uncross the left leg slowly. Bring the arms and hands to rest back alongside the body. Check your neck, your chin. Tuck the chin in from here. Draw the knees up over the chest. Hugging the knees. Gently rock from side to side. Bring your knees back to center. Raise your right arm up. Keeping that right arm elevated, carefully make your way onto your right side where we're going to rest for a moment. Just resting your head on that raised arm. Allowing yourself to take a little fuller inhale and a little fuller exhale. Slowly, carefully, very much in your own time. Bring awareness to your left fingers, your left hand. When you're ready, push down into that hand. Use your left hand to steady yourself as you slowly, carefully push all the way up to seated. We're going to come into our easy pose, into our Sukhasana. So please find a blanket, a cushion from your sofa, or your yoga block if you have one, and take a moment to come into that comfortable Sukhasana position. Legs extended all the way out in front. If that suits you today, be mindful of the hamstrings. Take a rolled up blanket just to prop the back of the thighs if you need to. Or find that comfortable cross-leg position. Either way, I would encourage you please just to have a little wiggle around on top of the block. Just release your hands onto your thighs for a moment. Wiggling around, feeling comfortable. Got a nice neutral, even pelvic bowl. We're starting to root down through the sitting bones so you can start to feel some length, some space in the torso, around the spine, the vertebrae, around the ribs, all of our internal organs. We can soften and release the shoulders at last away from the ears. We extend and lengthen through the neck, out through the crown of the head. And for a moment, we're just going to close our eyes and bring some awareness inwards to our brain. Maybe sighing, just observing the whereabouts of your breath today. There's no right or wrong as to its whereabouts. But to see if you can sense where it is. Maybe the breath is a little slower and deeper, and therefore in the lower part of the body, around the bottom of the lungs, the belly. Or maybe
where it seems, maybe around the shoulders and the ears. No right or wrong, just notice. So a nice, gentle pranayama practice for us today. If it suits you, the next time you inhale, see if you can lengthen your inhale to 3 counts on the way in. And then 3 counts on the way out. Just trying to slow and deepen the breath a little bit more. An easy practice to remember. Anytime you want to take a moment just to check in with yourself, to ease any stress levels, just come back to the breath. Counting to 3 on the inhale, counting to 3 on the exhale. Of course, if it doesn't suit you to do this today, just keep breathing normally. If it doesn't suit you to have your eyes closed, keep the eyes open. This is your practice. Whatever suits you, whatever makes you feel comfortable. On your next, slightly longer exhale. Just allowing the normal breath to return, just to start to come into your breathing cycle. Easy in, easy out. The spine is still lengthening, the shoulders relax. As the normal breath returns, just observing whether anything has shifted, anything has changed in the body, in the breath, in the mind. The breath seems slightly deeper and calmer now. Maybe it seems that nothing has happened. Just observe, no right or wrong. We're not rushing to observe. Taking time, slowly, carefully. We're going to tuck the chin down towards the chest. That lengthens through the back of the neck, and then when you're ready, start to blink your eyes open slowly. Allowing some light to start to trickle back in as you look down at your mouth. When you're ready, just start to bring your chin all the way back up to normal, to our neutral position for our head, our chin. You can release the arms, and if ankles and feet are starting to go to sleep, please feel free to change the cross of your legs, your ankles and feet. We're going to start to warm up the body a little bit more, so let's release the hands and the arms alongside the body. Fingertips lightly pressing the earth. On your next inhale, let's start to lift the arms, stretch out through the chest, widen through the arms, hands and fingers. As you exhale, keep the left arm there, left hand there. Just release the right hand, side bend it over towards the right as you push your left sitting bone down into the block. Inhale, bring that right arm back to center. As you exhale, releasing the left hand, side bend over towards the left, lengthening through the right side as you push your right sitting bone back to center. Inhale, bring that left arm, left hand back to meet the right, and as we exhale, let's rotate round towards the right. Right hand behind, left hand in front. Inhale, raise the arms, guide your ribs back to center. And as you exhale, take the left hand behind, right hand in front, rotate to the left.
Inhale, raise the arms, your ribs back to center. As you exhale, just releasing the right hand only, side bending over towards the right. Inhale, right arm, right hand comes back to meet the left. As you exhale, releasing the left, side bending over towards the left. Inhale, left arm, left hand comes back to meet the right. And as we exhale, we're going to rotate to the right. Right hand behind, left hand in front. Inhale, raise the arms, guide your ribs back to center. And as we exhale, rotate to the left. Left hand behind, right hand in front. Inhale, raise the arms, guide your ribs back to center. As you exhale, keep the left hand where it is. Just release the right hand. A nice side bend over towards the right. Inhale, come back to center. Bringing your right arm, right hand back. And as you exhale, just release the left. Side bend over towards the left. Inhale, your left hand, left arm comes back to meet the right hand, right arm. And as you exhale, you rotate to the right. Right hand behind, left hand in front. Inhale, raise the arms, guide your ribs back to center. And as you exhale, left hand behind, right hand in front, rotate to the left. Inhale, raise your arms, guide your ribs back to center. As you exhale, you keep the left hand there, you just release the right hand, coming into that nice side bend over towards the left, keep pushing down through the left sitting bone. Inhale, bring that right arm, right hand back to center, and as you exhale, release the left hand. Side bend over towards the left, keep rooting down through the right sitting bone. Inhale, come back to center, bring the right arm, left arm, left hand back to meet the right. And as we exhale, release the right hand, left hand in front, rotate to the right. Inhale, raise the arms, guide the ribs back to center. And as you exhale, rotate to the left. Left hand behind, right hand in front. Inhale, raise the arms, ribs back to center, our last one. As you exhale, releasing the right hand only. Taking your lovely side bend over towards the right. Inhale, right arm, right hand comes back to meet the left. And as you exhale, releasing your left hand only, taking a side bend over towards the left. Inhale, left arm, left hand comes back to the center. As you exhale, you take the left hand in front, right hand behind, rotate to the right. Inhale, raise your arms, and as you exhale, rotate to the left, left hand behind, right hand in front. Inhale, raise your arms, guide your ribs back to center. As you exhale, the palms meet in our Anjali Mudra, slowly, carefully exhaling, bring the hands all the way down to heart space. Take a moment here. Catch your breath, but just observe that flow of prana through the body. Maybe feeling, sensing that prana a little bit more in your fingertips and hands. Maybe we can feel it in the wrists, the lower arms, maybe in the shoulders. As we allow the normal breath to return, maybe sensing the prana in the front or the back body a little bit more. When you're ready, let's release arms and hands. Nice. Let's get ready to come into a downward dog flow, a flow that we've done before. Let's remove socks unless we've got our special yoga sticky socks on. Take some padding for the knees if you need it. Finding a comfortable tabletop position. Taking care with the wrists, the hands and the fingers. Wrists are directly underneath the shoulders. Fingers spread apart. Knees hip width apart. Release the tops of your feet onto the floor. You're going to push the earth away. Draw your inner elbows in towards one another and think about that space you're creating around your shoulder and your ear. Got a nice long neck, you're looking down towards the mat. We're going to inhale here from all fours. As we exhale, we're going to tuck the toes under. We're going to exhale into downward facing dog. Bend your knees if you need to. We're going to inhale, sink back down onto the blanket for the knees, uncurl the toes, and as we exhale, sit down into child's pose. Let's do a few more here. Inhale on all fours, keep pushing the earth away. As you exhale, tuck the toes under. Downward facing dog. As you inhale, drop the knees back down onto the floor, uncurl the toes, exhale, child's pose. Let's do a few more with your own breath. If you need to take a break at any time, please do so. Be mindful of how your hands and wrists feel today. And then I will meet you in your child's pose when you're ready. Drawing the hips towards the heels, mounting the belly and the chest down. Catch your breath. Draw some movement into your wrists, hands and fingers. Circling the wrists, moving the fingers. Inhale here. As you exhale, slowly, carefully uncurling the spine, coming all the way back up. We're going to remove everything from our mats. We're going to do a little bit more with our downward facing dog. Come back into your tabletop position when you're ready, looking after your knees, your wrists, your hands, your fingers, creating that space around your shoulders, the back of the neck. Draw your navel in towards your spine. Tuck your toes under. When you're ready, sink back and up into your downward facing dog. Take a moment to arrange your feet, your hands. Maybe bend in the knees in order to draw the ribs towards the thighs a little bit more. The neck is totally relaxed, the crown of the head towards the floor. Let's walk the dog slowly, lightly, pushing each heel down towards the floor. Coming back into your static downward facing dog. Staying here if you wish, coming into child's pose if you need to take it. If you want to take it one stage further, we're going to shift the weight into the right foot, lift the left foot up, three-legged dog. If this is enough, stay here, come back down into your classic downward facing dog. If you want to take it one stage further today, we're going to come into that fallen triangle pose. And take a bend in that left knee. We're going to start to thread that left leg underneath the body as we take that left leg all the way over towards the right. We come onto the outer edge of that left foot. We shift the weight into the left hand and reach the right arm up. Take your gaze up to your right hand if you can and breathe. Inhale, as you exhale, release the right hand down. Thread that left leg back. Three-legged dog, release that left foot down, walk dog again. Static downward facing dog. Shift the weight into the left foot, reach up with the right leg, three-legged dog. Maybe this is enough. You want to stay here, alternate between here and your classic, your static downward facing dog. If you want to balance up that fallen triangle pose on the other side, take a bend in the right knee, start to thread that right leg underneath the body and over towards the left. Coming onto the outer edge of that right foot, shift the weight to the right hand, open up the body, take the left arm up, take your gaze up to the left hand if you can, breathe. Inhale, as you exhale, release the left hand down. Thread the right leg back, three-legged dog. Release the right foot down, walk the dog. Static downward facing dog. Adjusting the feet, the arms, the hands. Inhale, exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Arrange your knees, look towards your hands, keep your knees bent, walk the feet towards the hands, hands towards the feet. Let's take our lovely forward fold up with Uttanasana. Deciding where you want to arrange your hands, maybe on the front of the shins, around the back of the legs. Maybe you're happy with the palms of your hands on top of the feet. Or maybe take that lovely box shape as you take your hands to your inner elbows. Try and release the neck totally. Crown the head towards the earth again. If the hands are to the inner elbows, maybe taking that lovely gentle rock from side to side. But gently rocking from side to side, just release the hands. Keep releasing the head, keep breathing. Inhale here. As you exhale, push down into your feet. We're going to start to stack the back up carefully. So keep the knees bent. The fingers are hands, the arms are heavy. Just observing that space you're creating in between the upper back, shoulder blades. Taking time, watching back, watching the legs, hamstrings, knees, blood pressure. Stacking all the way up. The last thing to come up will be your neck and your head. If you're able to straighten the legs, straighten the knees, come to face me on your mats. Let's come into our mountain pose, into our Tadasana. Feet, of course, are hip width apart. Maybe just moving through the soles of the feet a little bit. If the soles of the feet are cold like mine are today, actually. Should find my yoga sticky socks out again. Sensing the connection into the floor with the four corners of your feet. Rooting down through the big toe. Drawing that Pada Bandha energy up through your insteps, the length of the legs. Got nice strong legs, the kneecaps are lifted, thighs are firm. Lengthening through the spine, releasing the shoulders. Lengthening through the neck, out through the crown of the head. Taking a moment, observe the breath. Maybe thinking about that quiet mantra that we can use if we need to feel a little bit more grounded and stable. I am safe. I am home. I am grounded. I am centered. Just repeat that to yourself a couple of times. I am safe. I am home. I am grounded. I am centered. I am safe. I am home. I am grounded. I am centered. I am safe. I am home. I am grounded. I am centered. Bring some awareness to something you can concentrate on, a soft drishti point. Maybe something on the floor in front of you or on the wall in front of you. Still feeling safe and grounded. On your next inhale, you're going to come onto tiptoes. Take the arms out in front. Palms of the hands towards the earth. As you exhale, coming back down onto flat feet, releasing the arms and hands. Let's do that a couple more times slowly. Find that drishti point. How can you concentrate and breathe? If you wobble and it's quite hard, don't worry. Taking the arms up a little bit, higher than shoulder height if that suits. And next time we exhale, we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to come into that squat that we do in class. So exhale, come into that squat. Draw your navel in towards your spine. Use your core to help you keep stable here. Maybe it's possible to squat a little bit further down whilst remaining on tiptoes. Keep lengthening through the spine. Keep breathing and smiling. Inhaling here. Keeping on tiptoes. As you exhale, Release the feet, release the arms and the hands. Well done. I'm going to do a couple more balance poses. So finding your mountain pose, good Tadasana. Take a moment to come into that place of quietness, feeling grounded. Finding your drishti point. Soft drishti, releasing the shoulders, extending out through the crown of your head. Take the arms up wide. Now we're going to come into that Gaya Mudra. Tip of your forefinger to the thumb, accepting that universal energy. We're going to see if you can shift the weight into the left foot, and we're going to start to circle through the right hip. You see, I start to take my right knee out. So concentrating on that drishti is going to help. Try and keep your ribs towards me. If you can, keep breathing. Really good one for warming and opening the hips. Good. And then from here we're going to come into Vrikasana, into our tree pose. So maybe resting the right big toe on the floor and bringing that right heel a little bit closer to the standing left leg. Or sliding that right leg up a little bit higher. Or maybe a little bit higher but not on the knee joint, below or above the knee. If you want to release the arms and the hands, take the hands here onto the hips. A few more breaths. Really balanced. Good. Release the arms and the hands. Slowly release that right leg. So you've guessed it, let's try that on the other side. So back into your Tadasana. Giving yourself a moment to feel grounded and safe. The shoulders are relaxed and released. Finding that space through the torso. Shift the weight into the left foot as you take the arms up nice and high. Find that Gaya Mudra. And start to circle through the left hip. Trying to keep your ribs towards me. Soft drishti. We know that when we balance, it can be easier on one side than the other. If you want to take the arms out, that's just not working for you today. Just take a bend in the elbows. Take the hands onto the hips. Good. And then from here, we're going to come into Vrikasana, or our tree pose. So either bringing the left big toe to the floor, drawing the left heel onto the right ankle, or maybe sliding that left foot up a little bit higher. Maybe take the hands onto the hips, or taking that left foot up a little bit higher. Come into those nice open arms with the Gaya Mudra, soft drishti, keep breathing, drawing the navel in. Don't worry if you wobble. I always say in Vrikasana, or a tree pose, that if we wobble, we're a tree blowing in the wind. It's absolutely fine to do. No problem. Well done. Really nice. Slowly release that left foot. Release the arms and the hands. Let's come into a comfortable wide stance. Our last standing pose today is going to be a flow involving our horse stance, also known as goddess pose. So coming into a comfortable wide stance, sensing the connection of the whole sole of the foot into the earth. Just turn the heels in towards one another, toes out towards the edge of the mat. Want to prevent any undue stress on the lower spine, so keep the navel drawn in, take a nice bend in the knees. Sink the tailbone down towards the floor, so feeling that band of muscles around our tummy, into the pelvic floor and the lower back, really working. Let's take the arms nice and wide out, stretch through the wrists, hands and fingers. Inhale, take your right arm up, the left hand in front of the left thigh. Exhale. Inhale, this time the right arm in front of the thigh, then take the left arm up.
Squat down a little bit further, and you can bring your gaze into this if you want to. A few more. If you lose a thread of the breath, don't worry, just keep breathing. And our last one. Inhale. Exhale. Push into the feet, start to straighten through the legs. Release arms and hands and slowly heel toe back to centre. Super, well done. Take your hands on your hips. Take a nice bend in your knees. Start to ease out everything we've worked today by doing those lovely hip circles. Massaging the tummy, the lower back, the hips. Feeling that into the quads and the hamstrings maybe a little bit more today. We really relied on our legs to help us in those tricky balance poses. Change direction when you're ready. Come back to centre, push down into the feet. Straighten through the legs, release your arms and your hands. When you're ready, let's come into our final Shavasana, our constructive rest. Taking a moment to put socks on and layers. Finding a blanket and something to support the back of the head. Maybe an eye pillow for the eyes. Releasing and relaxing. Just taking a moment to arrange your physical self comfortably so that your breath can flow naturally, allowing your mind this opportunity to settle. Integration of our practice here today, mind, body, and spirit. We do not become healers. We came as healers. We are. Some of us are still catching up to what we are. We do not become storytellers. We came as carriers of the stories that we and our ancestors actually lived. We are. Some of us are still catching up to what we are. We do not become artists. We came as artists. We are. Some of us are still catching up to what we are. We do not become writers, dancers, musicians, helpers, peacemakers. We came as such. We are. Some of us are still catching up to what we are. We do not learn to love in the sense. We came as love. We are love. Some of us are still catching up to who we truly are. carefully just allowing awareness to come back into the room, back onto your body, resting on the earth. Allowing some movements into your hands and fingers, feet and toes. Slowly circling the wrists and moving the fingers through the ankles, wiggling your toes. Stretching through the body as you take the arms up overhead. And breathing into that stretch from your fingertips through the whole length of your body into your toes. Release the arms. Carefully when you're ready. Start to take a bend in the knees. Let's draw the knees up over the chest into a self-embrace, drawing the thighs and knees in towards the chest. Maybe just gently rocking from side to side. Your knees come back to centre. Let's raise up our right arm. Keep that right arm elevated as you make your way all the way over onto your right side. Resting here with your head on that raised arm. Taking a little fuller inhale and a little fuller exhale. Bring awareness to your left fingers, your left hand when you're ready, and certainly in your own time. Start to take weight into that hand. Use your left hand to steady yourself as you push all the way back up carefully. All the way back up to seated. Thank you for joining me in your yoga practice today. Thanks so much. Sky above, earth below, peace within, and namaste.